In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at products. Now, when I say products, I'm not referring to the things you'll find at the supermarket. Rather, products in mathematics refers to multiplication. And here we'll start with question 1, where I have to multiply the two binomials. So it's 2x minus 3 multiplied by 4 minus 5x. So we'll start with the first terms, then we move over to the outers, the inners, and the lasts. The first terms of each bracket is 2x and 4. So 2x times 4 is 8x. 2x times negative 5x, that gives us negative 10x squared. Negative 3 times 4, that's just 12, or negative 12. And then lastly, negative 3 times negative 5x. We know a negative times a negative is a positive, so this is positive 15x. Now I want to write this in a more simpler form using the descending powers of the x exponent. So we'll start with the negative 10x squared, as that's the biggest exponent. Then I have like terms here as well, the 8x and the 15x. We're going to add those terms, and that gives me 23x. And then lastly, it's the constant, negative 12. Doesn't have any friends, so he goes all on his own. Cool. Let's move on to the second question. For the second question, we have negative 2x, close bracket, x minus 4y, all squared. Okay, so we first need to square that bracket before we can multiply out with a negative 2x. Now, it's important that you first write this bracket out twice. Remember, when you're squaring something, you are multiplying it with itself. And that's why I'm writing it out twice. Now we're going to multiply the first, the outers, the inners, and the lasts. So the first is the x's, the outers is the x with the 4y, the inners is the 4y with the x, and the last is the 4y with the 4y. So x times x is x squared. 4y times x is 4yx, or 4xy. And again, x times 4y, we have the same expression. And negative 4y times negative 4y is positive 16y squared. Okay, before multiplying this negative 2x inside the bracket, I am first going to add these terms here. The negative 4xy with a negative 4xy. So that gives me negative 8xy. And now I'm ready to multiply inside. Negative 2x times x squared, that should give us negative 2x to the power of 3. Negative 2x times, remember this together is negative 8xy. So that should give me positive, now 8 times negative 2, that should give us positive 16xy. In fact, the x should be squared now. And then the negative 2x times the 16y, that should give us negative 32xy squared. And there you go. On to question 3. So for question 3, you can see I'm running out of space a little. So I'm going to be doing this in a different color. I'm first going to be multiplying the x with all 3 terms inside the brackets. And then I'm going to be multiplying the 2 with all 3 terms inside the bracket. So we'll start with the x. Give each term an x. So this becomes x cubed, negative x squared, plus 10x. Okay, we gave each term an x. Now we need to multiply each term with a 2. So this is going to be 2x squared, negative 14x, when you multiply it with a 7. And then lastly, 20. Multiplying the 10 by 2. Okay, we can just add these up. So x cubed and then negative 7x squared plus 2x squared is negative 5x squared. And then 10x minus 14x is negative 4x. And 20 is all on its own, so it stays like that. Cool. This is the final answer for question 3. And there you go.